Greetings, y'all. I'm back, and I just wanted to share with you, since we're still kind of continuing this ego discussion, the thing that really brought to the forefront the power of that we give the ego and what it plays in our lives and determine our experiences, for me, was when I read Eckhart Tolle's The New Earth. And actually, a considerable portion of his book explores the ego and the role that it plays in our life, or this illusion that we agree upon that we experience as reality. So that was what kind of brought the consciousness or awareness to the forefront. And so as I started shifting from operating from a very ego-centered place to a more conscious place whereby I chose to indulge my ego or to utilize it, it was conscious. It was deliberate, not unconscious, where I was just an automatic pilot. Because that's can be a little dangerous, because the ego actually can really fuck up your life if you allow it to run amok. Excuse me. And then I had come across, I was reading a book by Wayne Dyer, and he had a whole chapter on the ego, and he had a list. And I would use this list actually as a resource that as I was doing releasing on different habits and beliefs and stuff that weren't serving me anymore, I could refer to it, because sometimes it's kind of hard to identify what ego is. So what I wanted to do briefly in this particular second post is to go over some of the different ways that he identified ego. So as you kind of go through your checklist, see what if any of these are triggers for you. So the first one, number one, is stop being offended. And he pretty much says the behavior of others isn't a reason to be immobilized. That which offends you weakens you. If you're looking for occasions to be offended, you find them at every turn. But it's your ego at work convincing that the world shouldn't be the way that it is. But you can become an appreciator of life and match it with the universal spirit of creation. Okay? Being offended creates the same destructive energy that offended you in the first place and leads to attack, counterattack, and war. And we already know the futility of that. And this was really good for me. Being offended, yes, that did happen occasionally. But for me, let go of my need to win. And I'm like, are you serious? My need to win? Hell no. That's my ego talking. Anyway, ego loves to divide us up into winners and losers. The pursuit of winning is a surefire means to avoid conscious contact with attention, because ultimately winning is impossible all the time. Sometimes they'll be faster, luckier, younger, stronger, and smarter. And back you go to feeling worthless and insignificant. And you're not your winnings or your victories. You may enjoy competing, have fun in a world where winning is everything, but you don't have to be there in your thoughts. There are no losers in a world where we all share the same energy source. Let go of the needing to win by not agreeing that the opposite of winning is losing. That's ego's fear. Be the observer, noticing and enjoying it all without needing to win a trophy. Be at peace and match it with the energy of attention. And ironically, although you already noticed it, more of the victories that show up in your life, you should pursue them less. And that is so true. I have been far much of a winner now since I've relaxed trying to pursue that. And I mean actual real tangible things, receiving awards, recognition, coming out on top, being acknowledged as number one, all kinds of stuff, which in the past was always a struggle. And now I don't really care. It's very appreciated, but it's not from an ego place. And this was even bigger than winning. Let go of your need to be right. Now, if anybody know me, they know Arletta Saphir insists on being right. That was probably my ego's favorite thing. Ego is the source of conflict and ascension because it pushes you in a direction making other people wrong. Now, I wouldn't be hostile. If I was, uh, more passively aggressive than openly hostile. Uh, he says the creative spirit is kind, loving, and receptive, and free of anger, resentment, or bitterness. Letting everything need to be right in your discussions and relationships, like saying to ego, "I'm not a slave to you." I want to embrace kindness, reject your need to be right, and that was always the biggest challenge in my relationships, especially my romantic relationships, because I would insist that the other person, I was right and the other person was wrong, and that my perception was correct and the other person's was incorrect, and that my needs or how I wanted things to be were more correct than what the other individuals were, and that will kill a relationship, or at least that's what I experienced. So, do I want to be right or happy? Especially in the middle of an argument. I like to argue. Uh, you let go of this ego-driven need to be right by stopping yourself in the middle of an argument, asking yourself, "Do I want to be right or happy?" These moments also expand your new connection to the power of intention, and you'll be able to connect with source and collaborate more in creating a life you're intended to live. And letting go my need to be superior. Now, y'all know I got to be the flyest, I got to be the smartest, I got to be the cutest. What else I got to be? The most creative and the most unique. Here it goes. I just confessed one of my biggest ego things. But once I became really conscious of that, let me see how much time I got. Okay, I got a little bit of time. I was like, oh boy. And I realized, I mean, literally from waking up in the morning to going to bed at night, my need to be superior and always appear to be superior was what drove the majority of my actions. And I'm like, who am I trying to be superior than? And who else the fuck that I'm trying to be superior than? Controlled lifestyle that we're kind of programmed to live, and the ego just runs amok. Anyway, true nobility isn't about being better than someone else. It's about being better than you used to be. It's, because really the only person we can compete with is ourselves. I can't compete with some other individual because I don't have their specific skill set or talent set or opportunities, whatever their creative manifest. What's theirs is theirs. What's mine is mine. And no one can take mine, and I can't take theirs. And so, we all have a mission to realize our intended essence. None of this is possible when you see yourself as superior to others. We're all equal in the eyes of God. Let go of your need to feel superior by seeing the unfolding of God in everyone. Don't assess others on the basis of their appearance, achievements, possessions, or other indices. I'm not sure I pronounced that, of ego. When you project feelings of superiority, that's what you get back, leading to resentments and ultimately hostile feelings. Specialness always makes comparisons, and I'm like, if you believe and know, it kind of eliminates the need to compare yourself to someone else, and when you eliminate the need to compete with others, because you realize that's a futile illusion. Well, another one of those things that we were taught that is true, that is not true at all, because I can't compete with anyone else but myself. It really created a lot more freedom in my life. My need to have more. The ego is never satisfied. No matter how much you achieve or acquire, your ego will insist that it's not enough. And once again, let me see how much time I got. I'm almost out of time. So let me see. Always need to have enough. Yet in reality, you've already arrived, and so you're able to experience and enjoy your satisfaction. So, what I suggest is that you go back to the blog where I printed this actual article a couple of days ago. It's called the 7 Steps article by Wayne Dyer, and finish reading this for yourself. But I wanted to reiterate this because he really opened this up for me, and I want y'all to do the same.